Hey everybody, dating stuff. How are you? Welcome to the Eagle Archetype podcast. Inseparable friends who fight. That's what came up for you. So be on the lookout for that. It could be in your space, could have been in your space or about to be in your space. Uh for coupling in the Cowry's official channel. So this is the forecast reading for the archetype for the eagle. It does come back anyway. So if you can avoid the fighting, that'll be good, because if you fight at this time, there will be no pardon. It's like inseparable friends who fight, there is no pardon. That's the rest of the proverb. So, but you do have blessings coming from the world, and it's pretty much guaranteed. So the question now is, do we want the Ruth's Chris version or do we want the McDonald's version? So I'll give you all the recommendations and stuff at the end, but let's get into it. So let me start first by doing some words from our sponsors. That's always fun. I like that. I always thought. I think I did a good job this time. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's not make it about me. Tell you a little bit of blurb about what the spiritual spirit of the house of the man. So I came across these readings. The readings why I'm doing this, because I am a Tantra practitioner and I do Tantra healings and rituals and things of that nature. I'm also a priestess. I've been a priestess for over 10 plus years. I've traveled schools of thoughts, including Tantra, to bring a wealth of knowledge to your reading. This is good for 14 days. It covers a little bit about your past, what's going on with you right now, and 14 days into the future. So these readings are geared toward men who are in relationships, i.e. husbands, those who are looking for a serious relationship or want to take their relationship to the next level. These are just spiritual forecasts to bring you insights from the universe to help you become a better you. So this is my style. I like to figure out which Orisha is speaking the strongest and go to that Orisha Odu and throw line for line. So you'll see me doing a lot of this. And if it pertains to you, I tell you. And if it doesn't, then you'll just continue to see me throw. Okay. Okay, so for you, executive, you also have a woman around you that, really, what they call all bark, no bite, so to speak. But also, it also talks about stomach issues, setbacks, things of that nature. You two also get things coming to you in your dreams. Very much a child of Olokun, and Obatala favors you. So deep thoughts and knowing that things are that take alone time to manifest. So deep thoughts, deep books, deep thinking. Deep thinking is also not bad though, because deep thinking, that's when you get stuff done. It's so easy to get distracted. You need to do more deep thinking. Yeah. You need to set a time frame in which you do deep work. There's actually a book called Deep Work. And what's that saying is that, in the society, we have all these gadgets and things that automated to make our lives better. But what's happening is that we become a culture to where we're constantly multitasking, especially if you're in a corporate, like, and it's fast paced, the scrum or the sprints that they do. You're constantly multitasking various different objects at the same time for a course of an 8-hour day. So what that does is that it diminishes our ability to stay laser focused, because we're all constantly starting and stopping. And it also diminishes our ability to let the subconscious mind feed us ideas when we're constantly distracted with the multitasking. So deep work will be very beneficial for you, especially at times where it's most quiet, where you're not going to be distracted by emails, disturbances, or the family. Also, would encourage you to get that book called Deep Work. I can't remember the author, but I do remember reading it, and I did institute a lot of that techniques that he said in that. One of the techniques that he talked about in the Deep Work is that doing things in sprints. Like I know I just talked about sprints, but I'm not talking about from a perspective of Scrum, but so far as you map out your day and things that require extreme deep thought, like reports, projects, coding, things like that. Set aside no more than 4 hours, because he was like, after the 4 hour mark, your productivity goes down really fast. And he also says, this is a muscle. So don't expect to come out right out the gate thinking you're going to do 3 hours and 30 minutes of straight one thing focus only. He said it's like a muscle. You have to exercise it, because we've been so programmed with all these ads and technologies and pings here, dings there. Said use that time to really get projects in and the benefits thereof. So he does bring a lot of statistics in there, but he does also have a lot of good pointers, which I institute still to this day. So that's for you. Let me change this. We're on executive. Okay. Yeah, I just said, through your dreams, things will come to you. Chadavalokun, Babalu, and Abatala favor you. And then that's when I told you about the deep work. You have a job that makes your body sick. The Orisha don't like it. They don't. Especially if they are your guardian spirit. Be careful of things you involve your interests. Don't tell people your business. The only people you should tell is your mother or your guardian spirit. Talks about fighting a lot in this life to get the things you want. There's a sick person in your family, and only through you will they get well. There are 2 lucks coming from strangers. One is a copper skin. One is a dark, very dark. Deep work. All right, let's continue. You've been at odds with somebody who is like doing some misdeeds. Like whatever they did, it made you feel like it cut deep, like it cut more than what it should have. And it has a heavy feeling of this misdeed. Someone has you fooled and has you worried. You've been at odds with this person for some time. And you won't be able to achieve what you want at this time, not with that. It does pertain to that. So if you're trying to amend or whatever, just table it for the next 14 days because it's not going to happen. Rosen says you have some jealous people around you. People are always watching you, even in your own house. What you got, they want. You know what I'm saying? Like you got some serious jealousy going on. Okay. It also talks about you need to preserve your mental. Okay. It's talking about always, in the head, have something chronically wrong with you insofar as your mental. So this is where we talk about mental health. Okay, there's spiritual health, which I offer here, but I'm talking about mental health. So I'm talking about psychology, psychiatry, counseling, group counseling, mentor counseling, men's group counseling, counseling with the pastor, Bible study where you can vent and be counseled, a coach, a mentor, something you need to put into practice for you right now because it's an ongoing thing. Just start. Okay. Don't think so much of like, oh, I gotta put it in my schedule. Now I gotta set a schedule and then I gotta find the right person. Just start. Just start. Okay. Talks about feeding the earth often. We'll go over that at the end. Keep your house clean. Don't have things laying all around. As above, so below. So within, so without. If your mind is cluttered, let's look at your house. Is your house cluttered? You know what I'm saying? Get those things in order because it all makes sense for you right now. Okay. It also talks about you too, needing for a higher spiritual profession. Like you were called, like Risha work or priestess work is in you, in you. It's in your DNA. It's in what one of the things that is for you at this lifetime. But it also talks about, when the time is right, the time is right. But also talks about dreams, like things that you may have forgotten about that you used to want to do as a child that comes back to you and remember, like, oh yeah, I remember that. And also dreams of like oceans and hills and streams and mountains and fields, like almost like flying type dreams. Let me ask. Maybe you might have some flying type dreams. But again, this is a general reading, so it's not going to pertain to everyone. Like some people might get flying dreams, other people may not. This may not even pertain to you. But like I said, this is a general reading. So if you chose the executive, then this is your forecast for July 2022. And let's continue. You also have someone who makes believes they're interested in you. Is the same person that, okay, it's not the same person that has your heart all blue and everything like that, like they did something to you. It's not the same person. It's somebody else. The Orisha wants you to change your life. So they don't like your job and they don't like how you're doing it. It's like, yo, he could do better. He's better for other things, greater things. Again, these readings are good for 14 days. They cover a little bit about your past, what's going on with you right now, and 14 days into the future. My name is Tamana. I am your divination reader for today. I've been divining for over 10 plus years. has also traveled several other schools of thought to bring a wealth of knowledge to your reading. Erosion says you are the type that whenever something happens, you sense it ahead of time or you dream it. Don't look at what does not concern you. This talks about sickness. This is you, though. This is not someone else. This is you. So I've already mentioned before the mental. They say your thing for this month is to focus on getting some type of something going for your mental. I'm not gonna get all the. I'm just gonna be in my element, my feminine element. Go establish mental health for yourself, whatever that looks like for you. It also talks about initiation. Again, you have to take good care of your roads. You have to take good care so your roads will be open, and that your psychic abilities will increase. Roads will be open, yes. Not with the psychic abilities. No. Mm-mm. Something else there. It'll come. Okay, so let's continue. When you go out on a trip, don't eat anything you find there. So eat before you go out, okay? Don't eat out right now. If there's an accident on the street, don't be nosy, okay? So let's recap. Let's see where we're at. We're at 17. Okay, executive. You have blessings coming from the world, but it's guaranteed. The thing is, we want the Ruth's Chris version, not the McDonald's version. How do we get Ruth's Chris version? Easy. I told you about mental health, right? You got 2 lucks coming from strangers. One is a dark skinned person, one is a copper skinned person. Start to institutionalize deep work, which is very short bursts, say an hour to no more than 3 hours of intense one thing focused work. Okay. Feed the earth. Now, what that's talking about is you could either go to your spiritual professional if you're in the Atlanta area. You can DM me. I know a couple of botanicals that can do this for you. Yeah, you can do it yourself. So when you feed the earth, all you do is you get 7 dishes, 7 different types of dishes. And it's just small. So you're going to do it a little small and put a little bit of each dish in the whole. Okay. You're going to say your prayers and intentions, and then you're going to cover it. Okay. So when you feed the earth, what are we doing actually? We're injecting our energy into the earth on an intention on what we want. When we feed the earth is what grounds us. It keeps us together. It keeps us from being all stressed out and anxiety. So when we're stressed out, one of the things that or depressed, they said one of the things that they say is to go out in nature, ground, release what is no longer serving you, including negative emotions, into the earth. So that's one of the things that you could do when you do feed the earth, is like giving it what is no longer serving you. Because at the end of the day, it's 24,901,000 miles of planetary matter. I'm pretty sure it can handle your problems. Don't worry. Okay, so the next thing is, so that's deep work. 2 larks coming from strangers. Trust your psychic ability, mental health, and I'm supposed to read you an apothecary. Okay, so an apothecaries are stories, right? And for you, I'm supposed to read the apothecary of Ejonle Meiji. Now, Ejonle is the head. This is when Obatala and all their researchers are speaking. Is this there? These are selective juice. So this is coming from, if you're interested in this book, this is coming from this. I have her main book along with various other books that I use for reading. But I'm trying to pull hers because it says that you need me to read to you a journal Meiji. And this is coming from this book. So I don't get credit for these. It is not any type of, you know, endorsement or affiliate. It's just because I'm just sharing. But if you would like to show love, please, you can subscribe. You can look at the information down below, and that'll tell you various ways to support. But definitely like, share, and if you like it, let me know. If you don't like it, you like to see more or something, also too, let me know. Okay, so with a journal, like I said, it is like Obatala. Obatala is the head of the Orisha, and its colors are white, silver. Okay, so this is a new one, so I'm just going to read it, okay? But I want the Apothecary part. I don't want the interpretation part. But it's interesting because this Apothecary is almost identical to the story of Osiris, who was portrayed in hieroglyphs over 4,000 years ago. And if you study the history of the Yoruba, they will trace their roots back to Egypt. But the Apothecary most favored to describe one's lack of assertion and allowing oneself to be taken advantage of occurs in Ejiogbe Oshe. However, I would like to mention here is one where Oba was duped by Oya with the help of Oshun in order to usurp her position of the wheel of being the legal wife of Shango. So Shango had multiple wives, and some of them at the same time, depending on which story you read. But this one is talking about the one where Oya and Oshun were married to Shango at the same time. Well, actually, it was all three, really. So Shango was a great lover. His proudness and virility was so powerful that he believed he could possess the hearts and devotion of his wife, Oba, as well as his consorts, Osun and Oya. Oshun was okay with accepting her position of consort, but secretly, Oya wanted to control the position and be his wife. The women would at times come together in the spirit of friendship. One day they were planning a meal for Shango in return from the great battle he had won. Oba, the mistress of the house, began cooking the ingredients for the stew. When they tasted the stew but felt there was something missing and needed a little something to give it better flavor, Oya had this idea: nothing could be better served serving Shango stew than that was flavored with his wife's ear. She secretly knew that this would be an affront to Shango, as he would believe this to be an attack of Ophosi. That's when, women who do these rituals to try to control the man, that's what she's talking about. She knew that she couldn't convince Oba to go along with it, so she decided to get Oshun to get her great powers of persuasion. Surely enough, Oba obeyed, and she wanted it to be a surprise, and the women all agreed that should cover her missing ear. They were all excited when Shango arrived. Oba served him, but when he began to eat, he saw the ear and became irate. He uncovered Oba's gele and found her ear missing. He cursed her, and despite her cries, he banished her from the house and told her never to return again. So that is the Apothecary that I'm supposed to read to you. But it does say in your reading, you do have great influence. The needle carries the thread, though. So if if we need help in the mental space in order to be the greatness that they are, let's push the ego to the side and do what needs to be done. Okay, so this is your reading executive for 2022 July. I hope you like this. We will see you next month. Take care. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye.